All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome to the 13th annual Cal OES California Day of Preparedness. We're really glad you're here. Thank you to everybody for showing up this morning. It's such a beautiful day. It's going to be a warm one and a sunny one, and so we've got some wonderful coverage here for some shade. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, so let's get this party started. I'm going to introduce to you the Cal OES Director, Mark Ghilarducci, as well as our hosts for today. We have Brian May and Dale Shornack. You may remember Dale from television, and you may remember Brian from television as well. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Brian?
Well, good morning, everyone. And Dale, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate you joining us out here this morning.
It's good to have you, as you say, the team back together again. Brian and I spent, well, I was at Channel 10 for 10 years. You came shortly after me. We must have had close to 20 good years together.
Close to 20 together, yeah.
Yeah.
And today is the 13th annual Day of Preparedness, and we just want to remind you, up by the stage is the schedule of events throughout the day. Great stuff all throughout the day. Some of the key highlights, the Jaws of Life. You see this kind of banged up Audi. Look, we got an Audi this year.
When I got here, I told Brian, you really should move your car.
They didn't tell me when I parked it in the back lot yesterday that was going to happen. Jaws of Life at 11:30, and then you see our friends at Caltrans have the sign pointing toward the river stage. At 12:30, we'll kind of move this whole show down to the river. Great demonstrations with the helicopters dropping some water, and they'll pluck somebody out of the American River, and we haven't told him yet, but that somebody is sending.
Who gets get pitched into the American River?
Hey, at this time, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the Director of Cal OES. Would you please welcome Mark Ghilarducci?
All right. Good morning, everyone. So happy to be with you today, and welcome to the 13th annual California Day of Preparedness. It's a great day. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Thank you for all coming out today and spending your afternoon with us. Before we get things started, there's no better way to kick off the event than with our national anthem. So with that, here to sing the Star Spangled Banner is UC Davis student. I have to say UC Davis is my alma mater, of course. UC Davis student, Marlia Nunez. So, Marlie, can we have the...
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. Thanks, Marlie. Great job. That was fantastic. Okay, so for more than a decade, our great partners at the Federal Emergency Management Agency have proclaimed September as National Preparedness Month as part of an effort to encourage overall preparedness and readiness during emergencies. And the California Office of Emergency Services, sponsoring today's event here, working with our state and local and our other federal partners, as well as businesses and community organizations, have supported this effort by raising awareness about the importance of being prepared. So first of all, let me just so sincerely thank all of our participating agencies and partners and all the volunteers that are working here today to make this a successful event and to offer great information and share information with everybody about being prepared. And especially to our valued sponsor, Pacific Gas and Electric, Nestle Waters, and Kaiser Permanente, who have been great partners, and this day really would not be possible without all their efforts. So great hand for all of our volunteers, our partners, and our sponsors. You know, California's landscape is subject to wildfires and earthquakes and flooding and other emergencies. We certainly have seen that over here in the last few years. We've unfortunately been, you know, really ravaged by natural disasters that have occurred, and many people's lives have been impacted, and many people have lost their lives, and we've lost large swaths of our communities. And it really does speak of this continual threat that exists and the type of disasters that could happen at any time, and how important it is for all of us to be prepared. We are all too familiar with these ongoing extreme events and what's happening with our climate changes and how that all is impacting the now year-round wildfire season that we're seeing. You know, just in the last 2 years alone, we've had the most destructive wildfires in our state's history. Last year, 2017, in a matter of 3 months, we had 11,000 homes destroyed in 3 months. This year, we have seen the largest wildfire by acreage in the state's history in the Montecito complex. And of course, we've seen another catastrophic fire up in Shasta County in the city of Redding with the loss of over 1,000 structures and really fire conditions that have been unprecedented. Really, disaster preparedness involves all of us. This is what's so important. These events can happen at any time, at any place. And so being prepared as an individual, as a family, as a business, as a community is absolutely critical. And today is the time to take that opportunity and learn about how to become prepared. It's about having a plan as a family. It's about making sure you know if you're working in one part of a county and your kids are going to school in another part of the county, how you're going to link up, how can you communicate if the power goes out or if communications is down, if you have supplies. You have to understand that while these disasters are so critical, when we see what's happened in these wildfires, many times you're not going to get resources immediately. You may call 911 and 911 may be overwhelmed. And so it's really important to be prepared. It's to understand that really empowering yourself in the early hours of an event like this is very important. And we know that these disasters will continue to occur and they will strike without warning. So the more you're prepared, the more you are thinking about it, and the more that you are engaged and empowered with your community, the better you'll be. And one important point that I want to make is that in the event that a disaster does hit your area and you are told to evacuate, evacuate. Do not wait. Evacuate, right? If it's a wildfire situation, we talk about ready, set, go. That's very important. You prepare yourselves, you make yourself ready, and you get going if you're told to go. All too often in these events, we are in situations where we are going to suppress the fire, and we're ended up having to do rescue operations because people waited to evacuate and didn't get out of harm's way. And so really, that's really important to listen to your local authorities and be prepared when disaster strikes. So today I urge you to look at all of your risks, update your emergency plans, replenish your emergency supplies, and work to minimize your hazards around your home and workplace. Have a great day today at California Day of Preparedness. At this time, I'd like to welcome PG&E's Manager of Emergency Management, Celia Pinto. Celia?
Thanks, Mark. Well, I'm really excited to be here today, and PG&E is really proud to be a sponsor again this year of this great event. You know, California is a great place to live, but wildfires, drought, earthquake, it's all part of reality of living here. And extreme weather events are working into our lives, driving events larger, bigger than ever, such as wildfires. So, this year we've launched our Wildfire Community Safety Program. It's a program intended to reduce the risk of wildfire, prevent it in communities, and about it. And National Preparedness Day is actually National Preparedness Month. It's September. Booths around here. Look at our partners. We're all here together working with our state and local folks to coordinate and enhance our response. Before I leave, I just want to emphasize the importance of personal preparedness. You heard Mark talk about it too, but I'd like to also emphasize. Make an emergency plan for your family. Practice it. There's a lot of good information here that you want to take home and read and make part of your plan. Make sure you are on your alert systems. Like for your county, your city, if they have alert systems, you might want to register for those. And make sure that contact information, if you've registered before, is also updated and new. Practice that plan once you build it, right? Practice it with your family. Practice it with your friends. Make one for home and at work. Nothing is more important to us than keeping our customers and all Californians safe. So have a great day out there and be safe. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Sheila. All right, now I'd like to welcome Nestle Water Executive Vice President and Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, Tara Carrero. Tara.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really proud to be here today on behalf of Nestle Waters North America as a sponsor. It's an honor to be alongside first responders, agencies, and all of you that are dedicated to keeping our communities safe. As our name suggests, we are very passionate about water. We understand how critical it is to have access to clean, safe water before and during times of emergency, and the important role that first responders and relief organizations play in getting these resources to the communities where they are needed. That's why we are pleased to support the incredible work of Cal OES. With wildfires and other natural disasters happening more and more often, events like this and education about emergency preparedness are more important than ever. We all hope to never need emergency services, but we also know that none of us are immune from danger and risk. That's why it's critical for all of us to take on that personal responsibility to be prepared and help keep our families, our neighbors, and ourselves safe if disaster strikes. It's been a privilege to assist the agency by providing water donations directly to first responders and communities that have been impacted by wildfires, including several sovereign nations. In addition, we continue to be humbled by the amazing work of our NGO partners, including the American Red Cross, who is here today. Last month, we turned over the keys to our former bottling facility in Calistoga as a warehouse to support the Red Cross as they continue to assist communities in Northern California. We know it's been a challenging summer. In the past month alone, we've donated more than 250,000 bottles of water, a critical resource that these partners have worked tirelessly to deliver to those impacted by the fires. Let's just take a moment to please recognize the men and women here today who have been a part of that response effort. Your work is truly incredible, and we are grateful. Thank you all for having us. Please stop by for some water, sparkling and still, and enjoy your day. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tara. You know, look at emergency preparedness and response is not solely a government responsibility. It's a public, private, non-government, full and whole of community response. Our partnership with our private sector partners is absolutely critical to be able to make sure that we as a community are prepared. So we're very appreciative of Nestle's Water, of Kaiser, and of PG&E being here with us today. All right. Again, I urge all Californians to continue their vigilance and increase their efforts to make your families and communities better prepared for disasters. Have a great day, everyone here, and be safe. Thanks.
All right, so now's the time. Look, we just encourage you to go visit all of the booths. If you are so inclined, you can stay here close to the stage. We'll start having some games very quickly. We're going to have the kids come up and play. You've heard of a cakewalk before. We're going to do a prep day walk and tell you what needs to go into a prep day kit. and all the kids who participate are going to win something, including maybe Dale, a roll of toilet paper is one of the things. If you have to evacuate,
well,
I'm just saying.
belongs in your emergency preparedness kit, which you do need to prepare for to survive on your own for at least 3 days. So have some food and some water. Brian obviously works for Cal OES. I work for the California Department of Public Health now after we ended our TV career about a year or so ago. But our booth, CDPH, is right back here. We also have our own emergency preparedness office, and these two agencies work very closely together when we're activated for an emergency, whether that be a wildfire or an earthquake. And as our folks can tell you, in just about any disaster that can happen, there's also a public health component. Even in a wildfire, for us, that's shipping out truckloads of N95 breathing masks to communities that might be 50 miles downwind from the actual fire, but are still choking on smoke. And we have licensing and certification that, when there are skilled nursing facilities in the path of wildfires, there are hundreds of people that need to be evacuated. So that's some of what our people do. But you can get more information on our role in the public health aspect of some of these emergencies by visiting our booth. I got to tell you, the Boy Scouts right over here have a cool booth. Now, I was a Boy Scout, and Luke and Alex, who are like 9 and 10, taught me something I didn't know. And that was the neatest thing, because we go camping a lot, including the Men of News 10 camp out once a year. Can't talk about that because what happens in the forest stays in the forest. But the Boy Scouts told me how you could build your own water filter purifier with just something like a plastic soda bottle and some rocks in sand. And you can take like dirty water and make it pretty clean and drinkable clean by just following their little steps over here. And Luke and Alex will tell you all about how to do it. It's very cool.
Be prepared, like the Boy Scouts like to say. Hey, we want to remind the kids, River Stage over here. Again, our team's coming up very shortly. Go visit all your booths. Please stay hydrated. You heard Tara. You stay hydrated. Stay in the shade. You're